My name is David. We're at ZRNO Farm, which is in Croatia, near 1 hour away from Zagreb, near a village called Habijanovac. The farm is about 20 hectares in size, and it encompasses different modes of production. So the goal of our farm, the goal of ZRNO, is to deliver products that are made from the very raw ingredients from the field all the way to the final product that can be either a baked product, a fermented or processed product, a fresh product, or a dish at our restaurant. This is why we have on our farm 4 different modes of production, meaning there's a bakery on site on the farm, a sourdough bakery that makes like 20 kinds of pastry, 12 kinds of bread, sandwiches, to-go salads, and all those types of products. There's a processing unit that makes different kind of fermented products or different kind of seasonings and things like that. So there's about 12 or 15 products in that range. And of course there's the field production, the grain production, vegetable production, all the different types of produce. So about maybe 30 crops, 40 crops, depending on the season and whatever our crop plan is at the moment. In addition to that, we have a restaurant, a farm-to-table restaurant in Zagreb, the capital, that sort of works as a point of synergy for all of those different production types, and a place where all the different farms' products come together to form a unique experience for the guests and customers. So this sort of system, where we have different modes of production, and of course including the fact that all of our products are organic, certified organic, as well as vegan, this system gives us an opportunity to have end-to-end control throughout all those modes of production, resulting in a great final product. So for example, we grow soy each year, soybeans, that we then process into our own tofu. And then that tofu is used either in our products like sandwiches, or is used in final products such as dishes in the restaurant, right? So we have many cycles like that, which allow us precisely that type of end-to-end control, which I believe is unique to our farm and to what we believe our mission is. In this way, with these relatively complex products and the synergy between our different production types, we achieve short supply chains, right, and truly local products that are not just fresh produce or fruits and vegetables. So this is like a unique value proposition that our customers also recognize. ZRNO is the oldest organic farm in Croatia, dating back all the way back to the late 80s, when the original owner started the farm. The farm developed slowly and became a recognized brand throughout all those years. And then in 2010, my family, with our sort of wider expertise in the organic sector and the organic market in Croatia, we got the opportunity to take over the farm and basically bring it to a higher level where it sort of took a special place in the system of our different operations and companies. From 2010 onward, we scaled up all the production segments, including starting the bakery with the bread, the sourdough bread, and then expanding it to different types of to-go products, sandwiches, salads, expanding the fermented foods range, and so on. One of the latest additions to the farm in its developmental cycle was precisely the construction of the biointensive garden. So that's something that enriched the field production, the agricultural aspect, and really helped us conserve the diversity of produce and generally fresh products that we can offer both in the restaurant and throughout the bio stores that are part of our group, right? So we are definitely committed to keep expanding the production, keep adding new products in all production ranges, but staying true to the organic standard, staying true to the vegan standard, and especially staying true to the local production in small batches, right? So we really believe that the human component in producing all of these products, which we have, once you count everything, we have over 100 products. We really believe that this is something worth preserving and engaging the local community in making food for the future. The ZRNO farm with the restaurant that operates under the same company is one piece of the group that is connected by the principles of ecology, sustainability, healthy lifestyle, and actually the healthy individual as a prerequisite for a healthy environment. So along the farm and the restaurant, there is also the chain of all organic food stores, Bio and Bio. In addition to that, there's Planetopia, which is a book publisher with a unique bookstore in the center of Zagreb with an eco-gift shop within its retail space. And there's also Makronova, the education institute specializing in educating people about healthy lifestyles, sustainability, ecology, and so on. So all of these different activities and these different businesses, they paint a picture that feeds off the synergistic sort of connections between them, right? And this is the sort of context that also allows the farm to really fulfill its full potential and reach for as many people as it can. Education really is, we still see education as the core of our activities. This is where all of our activity actually comes from, and where the activity that started all these businesses, coming from my parents who started educating back in late 80s, early 90s, specifically about all of these topics, including sustainability, ecology, healthy lifestyles, healthy food, nutrition, and so on. So it was basically from this activity that and this goal of educating people about these topics, about sustainability, ecology, healthy lifestyles, with this goal of educating people towards acquiring this knowledge that all the other activities, including the stores and ultimately the ZRNO farm and the production on its premises, stems from. We got the green harvester about a year and a half ago, right as we started our bio-intensive garden. We really saw it as an excellent tool to make the harvesting of, arugula, Asian mix, and other small greens much faster, much more efficient. And it has definitely proved to be so. Our workers, they enjoy using it, and it has really made their process far better and expedited it throughout that. It's a great tool, and I think it's also, it serves as a symbol for the types of efficiencies and types of innovation that have been seen in the market gardening and bio-intensive gardening space in the last couple of years. And we're really happy that it's on the market, and we think it's a joy to use. Just the fact that it's a simple tool that's easy to use is something that makes it excellent in any sort of tool house. One of the challenges for our field production is the fact that we have both the bio-intensive system and the mechanized, more regular sort of organic production, right? So this comes from the fact that we have about 20 hectares that we need to work, right? And the way that those two systems complement each other is where, with the mechanized production, we can get higher quantities of fewer crops, but with the bio-intensive system, we can get relatively smaller quantities of a more diverse range of crops. So we basically use both systems at the same time to fulfill the demand that we have on the market. The only challenge is that we have to actually manage both systems at the same time, which is something that we are still developing the right formula to do, and it's something that we hope to figure out in the next seasons. One of the challenges right now is that it's hard to manage staff and people between those two systems because the demands are quite different. But we are confident that in the future we will figure it out. So when it comes to our fresh fruits and vegetables and grains and other field products, about a third goes to our restaurant, so directly to the restaurant. Another third goes to our own other modes of production, so like processed foods or bakery. And the final third goes to the Bio retail stores throughout Croatia. There's 16 stores throughout Croatia. It's the most well-known, specialized, all-organic retail chain in Croatia, and it's a great channel for our products. Some of the crops in our field rotation are rye and spelt. We grow those specifically so we can later mill them into our own flour. And interestingly, we actually use rye and spelt in particular for one type of our bread called piraj, which is basically in Croatian translates to rye plus spelt. So it's another type of those production cycles where we take a crop and then finalize it into a unique product, in this case sourdough bread. Yeah, so on the Zrno farm, with its 20 hectares and all the different modes of production, there are 26 people working on the farm right now in different sort of segments of the production, in multiple shifts, and with the addition of seasonal workers, obviously in the summer season. On the Zrno farm, we pride ourselves in the scope of our diverse operations and the general biodiversity that can be found on the farm. In that context, one of the interesting little side hobby experiments that we have is the shiitake mushroom production. The farm owns a part of the forest where we basically inoculate the oak logs with the shiitake mycelia. We close it with wax and then bring it to the forest and then just assemble it into a growing area. Right now we have about 5 or 6 generations of oak logs growing shiitake mushrooms in small quantities, but that are very much appreciated by our restaurant staff and the customers of the Bio stores. So it's one of those little hobbies, little projects that brings us a lot of joy. Our main motivation throughout all of these challenges and these types of production is a strong belief that a healthy individual is a prerequisite for a healthy society. So by producing food in the way that we do, locally, organically, in small batches, and with special care for it being vegan, we believe that we are producing food that is of excellent value for the individual, and we believe that in that way, in some terms directly, in some terms indirectly, we are promoting the development of a healthy society. I think that is our primary motivation that gets us up in the morning and gets us through the day. I think farming can be a highly satisfying work. Obviously, it's incredibly demanding, both physically and mentally, especially mentally, because we are always dealing with complex systems in farming. There are no shortcuts and there are no sure things, right? But in some way, that mimics the way nature is. And if we can overcome those challenges, I think there's a great amount of satisfaction in the end. And I personally have found that despite all the challenges and despite all the progress that needs to be made, the journey through all of that is satisfying whenever I look back. So I think for anyone starting out and beginning their journey, I think it's important to keep that in mind, that it's a process, it's a journey, it's not going to happen overnight, but in the end there's an immense amount of satisfaction waiting for anyone who pulls through.